Welcome to the Daily English channel. Today, Daily English shares a top-tier secret. From How to Win Friends and Influence People, the timeless classic by Dale Carnegie, a pioneer in communication and motivation. Published in 1936 with over 15 million copies sold. How to Win Friends and Influence People is the guiding star that helped icons like Warren Buffett and Lee Iacocca achieve remarkable success. Dale Carnegie, an American speaker, realized his students needed to learn how to connect with others. So he wrote this book to guide them, and is on how to make a lasting impression, persuade and build strong relationships. Chapter 1, If You Want Honey. Don't kick the beehive teaches us. Don't criticize, don't complain, don't condemn. Instead, understand and encourage the spark. Change criticism. Kicking the beehive, imagine kicking a beehive. What happens? The bees swarm out and sting you. Criticism works the same way. Carnegie tells the story of Tugan Crowley, a notorious New York criminal in 1931. Despite his serious crimes, he claimed to have a gentle soul. Sounds strange, right? Even mafia boss Al Capone thought he was misunderstood. The lesson: people protect their egos. When you criticize, they defend. Resist and won't change. Psychologist B.F. Skinner proved that praising good behavior is more effective than punishing mistakes. Understanding the key to opening hearts. Let's hear some amazing stories. Georgia manager used to yell at workers, "Put on your safety helmets now." Result: they resisted. After studying Carnegie, he changed his approach. Is the helmet uncomfortable? It protects you. The workers willingly wore their helmets and cooperated. Happily take U.S. President Abraham Lincoln. As a young man, he often criticized, once nearly dueling over a mocking article. Later, when General Meade made a major mistake during the Civil War, Lincoln wrote a scolding letter but never sent it. He knew criticism would demoralize Meade and harm the army. Then there's Bob Hoover, a legendary pilot when a mechanic used the wrong fuel, nearly causing a crash. Hoover didn't yell. He put his arm around the mechanic and said, "I trust you'll get it right next time." The mechanic fixed his mistake and became even more loyal. The story Father Forgets is deeply touching. A father scolded his son for a messy room and rushed eating. But seeing his son asleep, he realized why scold love helps a child grow. The common lesson: understanding and encouragement. Open the door to change criticism, slams it shut. Apply it today. 3 tips for work, family, and friends. 1. Work: an employee messes up data. Annoying a client, don't yell, "How could you do such a bad job?" Instead say, "The data is off today, feeling pressured. Let's fix it together." Your ideas are always creative. They'll correct the mistake quickly. Feel confident and the team will bond. 2. Family. Your kid's glued to YouTube. Neglecting homework, don't shout. All you do is watch YouTube. Try you love YouTube, huh? But I'm worried you'll fall behind in class. Let's make a study play schedule. Praise progress: you finished early today. I'm so proud. They'll study better and you'll grow closer. 3. Friends. Your friend's late and you're annoyed. Don't say you're always late. So disrespectful instead. Try late today, busy, huh? Let's meet earlier next time. I love hanging out with you. They'll try to be punctual, and your friendship will strengthen. Live like Lincoln, love like a father. Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People teaches us criticism is easy, but useless understanding is hard, but changes the world. Learn restraint from Lincoln, trust from Bob Hoover, and love from the father and father forgets. Apply this secret, and you'll see relationships transform. Workflow smooth and family life become happier. Chapter 2: The Greatest Secret in Dealing with People. The key to winning hearts and inspiring others to willingly do what you want. 1. The greatest secret. Sincere appreciation. Do you know what drives people to act? It's not money or power, it's the desire to feel important. Freud said humans crave recognition. And philosopher John Dewey claimed, the strongest motivator is the urge to express oneself. Lincoln wrote, everyone loves a compliment. But here's the issue: this need, as vital as eating or sleeping, is rarely met. So how do you get others to do what you want? Not by forcing or shouting, but through sincere praise and gratitude. This is the golden key to why forcing fails. Imagine pointing a gun at someone and yelling, "Hand over the money," or scolding an employee, "Do better or you're fired," or threatening a child, "Misbehave and you'll get a spanking." What happens? They might comply, but grudgingly, with resentment or rebellion. Employees may quit, kids may sneak around, and those threatened might turn against you. Forcing never creates lasting motivation. 3. The power of sincere praise. Instead of forcing, make others want to do what you desire. How make them feel important? Sincere praise. Focusing on their strengths ignites powerful motivation. For example, Charles Schwab, paid $1 million a year, wasn't valued for his steel expertise, but for encouraging employees with praise. Carnegie used praise to attract talent. And did you know? A teacher's compliment about his keen ears turned blind boy Stevie Wonder into a music legend. 4. Praise versus flattery. Hold on, praise isn't flattery. Flattery is fake and selfish. Like saying, "Wow, boss, you look so handsome today." Who wouldn't see through that? Sincere praise comes from the heart. Focusing on real value, like, "Boss, your plan today was so detailed. I learned a lot." Flattery is counterfeit money. Sincere praise is pure gold. 5. How to apply it in life. So how do you use this secret? Simple: stop thinking about yourself. Find the good in others and praise sincerely. Even for small things. A well-timed compliment can change a life. Carnegie said, "I only live once, so I'll do something good now." Spread gratitude like wildfire. 6. 3 real-life examples to make it clear. Here are 3 ways to apply this principle. At work, an employee submits a late but well-done report. Instead of scolding, say, "Thank you for this detailed report. It's great. Let's aim for on time next and it'll be perfect." They'll work harder and stay loyal. At home, your child cleans the house but misses some spots. Say, "You did a great job. The house looks so much cleaner. Wipe that corner too, and it'll shine." They'll feel proud and improve. With friends, a friend shows off their dance moves. Say, "Wow, you dance like a pro. I admire your energy." They'll feel valued and your bond will grow stronger. This is the greatest secret of how to win friends and influence people. Sincere praise is the most powerful way to motivate and build relationships. Try it today. Find something good in someone, colleague, friend, or family, and praise them from the heart. You'll witness magic unfold. Chapter 3: Arouse in others an eager want. If you can do this, the world will follow you. To persuade someone, don't talk about what you want. Focus on what they desire. Carnegie compares this to fishing. You love ice cream, but fish love worms. So do you bait the hook with ice cream or worms? Worms, of course. In life, to get others to do what you want. Talk about what matters to them, and show them how to achieve it. This not only helps you reach your goals, but also builds win-win relationships. 1. Understand their desires instead. Imposing learn what they want. British Prime Minister Lloyd George. Stayed in power by meeting others' needs. Or take the maid who led a calf to the barn by letting it suck her finger. Simple. But it tapped into the calf's instincts. 2. Inspire voluntary action. Forcing often fails, but sparking does. Desire works wonders. For example, to stop your son from smoking. Don't ban it. Talk about how smoking could cost him a spot on the soccer team. Or impress friends. 3. Empathize with their perspective. Henry Ford said, "Success comes from understanding others' viewpoints." When you see things from their angle, you can get agreement without arguments. 4. Avoid the trap of self-centeredness. Don't just brag about yourself. An ad letter boasting only about a company's achievements flopped because it ignored the recipient's benefits. Rewritten to highlight the reader's gains. Like faster shipment, it became a huge success. 5. Create mutual value. Persuasion isn't manipulation. When applying for a job, Barbara Anderson didn't talk about her needs, but focused on how she could help the bank grow. Result: 11 banks invited her for interviews. 6. Tap into the desire for self-expression. Everyone wants to shine. A boy who wet the bed stopped when given adult pajamas and his own bed, as he wanted to feel grown-up. 7. 3. Real-life examples. Andrew Carnegie's clever letter. Carnegie wanted his nephews at Yale to reply to their mother's letters. Instead of demanding, he wrote that he sent each $5, but forgot to enclose the money. Curious, the boys replied immediately. He cleverly sparked their desire for a gift. Stan Novak in his son's kindergarten. Stan's youngest, Tim, hated kindergarten instead of forcing him. Stan and his wife played fun games, like drawing and singing in front of Tim, making school seem exciting. The next morning, Tim woke up early, eager to join the fun at school. Dale Carnegie's negotiation. When a hotel tripled the rental price for a lecture hall, Carnegie didn't argue. He, with the manager's profit pressures, then explained that high prices might leave the hall empty, costing customers and publicity. Result: the manager willingly reduced the increase from 300% to just 50%. Principle 3 of how to win friends and influence people isn't just a persuasion skill, it's the art of understanding and empathy. When you step into someone's shoes, grasp their desires, and align your goals with their wants, you create willing cooperation and lasting relationships. Chapter 4: Genuine concern for others. Chapter 4 emphasizes that genuine interest in others is the key to building lasting relationships, making a positive impression, and achieving success in life. Being self-centered or only thinking about oneself won't lead to true friendships or respect. Instead, showing sincere care, understanding, and enthusiasm for others not only benefits them, but also enriches our own lives. The core principle is that this interest must come from the heart, be authentic, and create mutual value. Key highlights 1. Self-centeredness doesn't build true friendships. Focusing only on yourself, or seeking attention through boasting, makes it hard to form genuine connections. Those who disregard others often face difficulties and harm, both themselves and those around them. True genuine interest is the foundation of success in art, business, or relationships. Loving and valuing others is critical to success. This interest must be selfless and sincere. 3 small acts of care make a big impact. Simple gestures like remembering birthdays, offering warm greetings, or listening attentively can build trust and loyalty. 4. Enthusiasm and care create magic. Caring for others not only helps them, but also brings joy, motivation, and success to the giver. Boundless enthusiasm can lead to success in any field. Real-life examples. 1. Howard Thurston, the famous magician. Thurston's success wasn't just due to his magic skills, but his genuine love and care for his audience. He expressed gratitude, prepared meticulously, and told himself, "I love my audience," before each performance, captivating over 60 million people and earning $2 million too. Theodore Roosevelt, a humble and approachable president. Roosevelt was beloved for his sincere care for everyone, from servants to gardeners. He remembered their names and asked about their lives, like their pet pear, bread, or cornbread recipe, making them feel valued and earning their affection. 3. Charles Walters, the bank employee in stamp collection. Walters needed information from a difficult manager, but initially failed due to a cold approach. When he remembered the manager's son collected stamps, Walters brought stamps as a gift, instantly creating goodwill. As a result, he got all the information he needed and more, thanks to a small but heartfelt act of care. Conclusion: genuine care shown through small but meaningful actions not only builds relationships, but also creates magic in life, benefiting both the giver and receiver. Chapter 5. Simple ways to make a good impression. A sincere smile is the cornerstone of Chapter 5, carrying power beyond words, spreading warmth, joy, and deep care. It builds lasting relationships, dissolves tension, and fosters happiness, driving success in work and life. Even in tough moments, a proactive smile can shift moods, cultivate positivity, and create remarkable connections. Core messages. 1. Sparking goodwill. A sincere smile conveys friendliness, making others feel valued and at ease. 2. Connecting souls. A warm smile can ease tension and pave the way for deep relationships. 3. Spreading joy. Smiling triggers positive emotions, helping overcome sadness and fostering optimism. 4. Driving success. A smile creates a great impression in communication and business, making problem-solving more effective. 5. Sharing happiness. A smile enriches the recipient's heart and brings profound joy to the giver. Vivid stories. 1. A child's smile at a vet's waiting room in Missouri. A 9 to 10-month-old baby beamed a radiant smile at a man frustrated by a long wait. His mood lifted and he smiled back, sparking a friendly chat with the baby's mother, warming the room and easing everyone's tension. 2. Charles Schwab's secret successful business. And Charles Schwab considered his charming smile a key to success. His warmth through smiling built goodwill, strengthened relationships, and led to career heights. 3. William Steinhardt's transformation. William, a stockbroker, went from grumpy to friendly by deliberately smiling at his wife, colleagues, and clients. After 2 months, he found family happiness, smoother work, and stronger relationships, proving the transformative power of a smile. Conclusion: a smile is a priceless, simple yet powerful gift that can light up lives and spread happiness to those around us. By smiling sincerely, we not only make a great impression, but also plant seeds of joy, build lasting relationships, and find deeper meaning in life. Let smiling become a daily habit, a bridge to success and happiness. Principle 5: Smile reminds us that a small act can create profound change. Chapter 6: To keep things going smoothly. Chapter 6 highlights the value of remembering and using someone's name correctly, a simple yet powerful skill for building relationships and winning people over. A person's name is the sweetest, most important sound to them, reflecting respect and genuine care. This skill helped figures like Jim Farley, Franklin Roosevelt, Andrew Carnegie, and Napoleon III achieve remarkable success in politics, business, and leadership. To remember names: focus, associate with details, repeat, and practice regularly. Using names correctly not only makes a great impression, but also builds trust and lasting relationships. Principle 6: Always remember that a person's name is the sweetest, most cherished, and most important sound to them. Core messages. Remembering and using someone's name correctly is a refined communication art that fosters trust, creates deep connections, and strengthens long-term relationships. A name is more than a label. It symbolizes respect, care, and individual value. By paying attention to names, we turn daily interactions into opportunities to make a positive impact, encourage cooperation, and achieve success in politics, business, or social life. 3 key examples. 1. Jim Farley. Farley could recall the names of 50,000 people, a skill that built rapport with voters during Franklin Roosevelt's 1932 presidential campaign. He wrote hundreds of personalized letters daily, starting with Dear Bill or Dear Charles, and remembered details about their families or interests. This care built strong trust, significantly contributing to Roosevelt's victory. 2. Franklin Roosevelt. Despite his busy role as president, Roosevelt remembered and used the name of a shy mechanic during a Chrysler event to receive a custom car. He shook the mechanic's hand and thanked him sincerely, making him feel valued. This personal care left a lasting impression and fostered loyalty among those around him. 3. Andrew Carnegie. Known as America's Steel King, Carnegie cleverly used names to succeed in business. To secure a contract supplying steel railroads to the Pennsylvania Railroad, he named a major Pittsburgh steel plant the Edgar Thomson Steel Works after the railroad's president, Edgar Thomson. This flattered Thomson, making him feel honored, and led him to favor Carnegie's steel over competitors, securing the contract and strengthening their business relationship. Conclusion: remembering and using names correctly is a refined communication skill with an extraordinary impact across all areas of life. It's a way to show respect, build trust, and create deep connections for lasting success. By investing time and effort to master this skill, anyone can turn daily interactions into opportunities for positive impressions and strengthened relationships. Chapter 7: To become a skillful communicator. Chapter 7 emphasizes the art of listening as a key to becoming a skilled communicator. Listening is not just staying silent. It's giving genuine attention with ears, eyes, mind, and heart to understand and value the other person. Active listening builds relationships, resolves conflicts, and makes others feel respected, creating a positive impression. Encouraging others to share about themselves and their concerns shows care, fostering connection and goodwill in communication. Core messages: 1. Active listening. Listen with ears, eyes, mind, and heart, showing empathy and genuine and care. 2. Importance of listening. Listening makes others feel important, builds strong relationships in business, family, and society. 3. Encourage sharing, ask questions, and create opportunities for others to talk about themselves, making them feel valued and understood. 4. Consequences of not listening. Lack of attention can cause resentment, damage relationships, or ruin business opportunities. 5. Core principle. Listening well and encouraging others to share their concerns is the foundation of effective communication. 3 key examples. 1. The author and the botanist. At a dinner party, the author spoke with a botanist, mainly listening and asking questions to encourage him to share his passion for plants and rare species. Though the author said little, the botanist later praised him as a fascinating conversationalist. This attentive listening made the botanist feel valued, leaving a strong positive impression. 2 million rupees. Douglas at the coat store. Mrs. Douglas went to a store to complain about a faulty coat, but the salesperson interrupted, denied responsibility, and angered her, prompting her to leave. However, when the manager stepped in, he patiently listened to her entire story, showed empathy, apologized sincerely, and offered a new coat. This attentive listening and positive approach not only satisfied Mrs. Douglas, but also turned her into a loyal customer. 3. Angry phone company customer. An irate customer called a phone company, furious about a billing error and threatening to sue. The company's troubleshooter spent 3 hours listening without interrupting or arguing, asking gentle questions to understand the issue and show empathy. The customer felt respected, agreed to pay the bill, and withdrew the lawsuit, proving that sincere listening can effectively resolve conflicts. Conclusion. Listening is a powerful communication skill that shows respect and care for others. By listening sincerely and encouraging others to share, we build lasting relationships, resolve conflicts, and create deep impressions in work, family, and social interactions. Active listening is the key to becoming a skilled, likable, and trusted communicator. Chapter 8. Attracting other people's attention. Chapter 8 emphasizes building relationships. By focusing on others' interests and passions, by thoroughly researching and discussing what matters most to them, we create goodwill, deep connections, and achieve goals effectively. This principle applies not only in personal interactions, but also drives success in business and social relationships. Timely, relevant words aligned with others' interests can have a significant impact, bringing peace, happiness, and even life-changing outcomes. Core messages. Principle 8. Talk about what interests others. To win hearts and connect with anyone, focus on what they love and are passionate about. Specifically, 1. Research their interests. Prepare by learning about what they care about. 2. Listen sincerely. Pay attention to their emotions and passions to guide conversations naturally. 3. Focus on their favorite topics. Spend time discussing what they love, building strong relationships and achieving goals effectively. 3 key examples. 1. Theodore Roosevelt's thorough preparation. Theodore Roosevelt was known for his captivating communication with diverse groups. From Texas cowboys to diplomats, his secret was researching his audience's interest in advance. For example, when speaking with a horse trainer, he studied horse breeds and training techniques, then steered the conversation to these topics. This made the other person feel respected and open up, fostering a friendly and productive relationship. 2. William Leon Phelps and the polite lawyer. As an 8-year-old, William Leon Phelps was thrilled when a New York lawyer visited and discussed ships, a topic the boy loved. Though the lawyer knew little about ships, he enthusiastically agreed to make the boy happy. After he left, Phelps was amazed to learn the lawyer wasn't interested in ships, but wanted to delight him. This genuine care left a lasting impression, showing that focusing on and others' interests builds enduring goodwill. 3. Mr. Devernoy's business breakthrough. Mr. Devernoy tried for 4 years to sell bread to a New York hotel, without success. After changing tactics, he learned the hotel owner was passionate about the American Hotel Men's Association, where he served as president. In their next meeting, Devernoy focused on the association, sparking an enthusiastic 30-minute conversation. This built goodwill, and days later, he secured a bread supply contract, proving that focusing on others' passions can yield remarkable results. Conclusion. The principle of talking about what interests others is key to building lasting relationships and achieving communication success. By sincerely researching, listening, and focusing on others' passions, we create deep connections and unlock unexpected opportunities. A well-timed, empathetic word can bring happiness and even transform lives. Make every conversation a chance to strengthen bonds and create meaningful value. Chapter 9. Make people like you instantly. Chapter 9 of How to Win Friends and Influence People emphasizes a core communication principle. Always make others feel important. This is the key to creating goodwill, building friendships, and gaining cooperation. It taps into a deep human need to be recognized, praised, and valued. When you sincerely show appreciation, you bring joy, foster deep connections, and drive positive change for both parties. Core messages. Treat others the way you want to be treated. By sincerely acknowledging others' values, you create lasting relationships, happiness, and success in communication. 1. Power of sincere praise. A simple, heartfelt compliment can transform someone's mood and attitude. Recognizing their value boosts confidence and respect, fostering positive relationships. 2. Golden rule of communication. Making others feel important is a principle endorsed by philosophers and thinkers across centuries. It's the foundation of effective interpersonal skills building strong relationships and avoiding conflict. 3. Practical application. Apply this principle everywhere. Work. Family social interactions. Small acts like saying thank you, acknowledging contributions, or showing care yield big results in goodwill. 4. Importance of sincerity. Fake praise or flattery doesn't work. Appreciation must come from keen observation and genuine care to create deep, lasting connections. 5. Long-term impact. Making others feel important boosts their confidence and creates enduring bonds, often leading to unexpected opportunities in work and life. 3 key examples. 1. Praising the post office clerk's hair. At a post office, the author noticed a clerk looking bored with repetitive work. While the clerk weighed letters, the author sincerely said, "I really admire your hair. It looks so stylish and masculine." Surprised, the clerk smiled brightly and responded modestly. The conversation became lively, and he shared that others had complimented his hair too. This simple praise made him feel valued, boosted his confidence, and likely brightened his day. 2. Hall Caine and Rossetti's poetry. Hall Caine, a poor boy who didn't finish 8th grade, wrote a piece praising Dante Gabriel Rossetti's poetry and sent it to the poet. Touched by Caine's insight, Rossetti invited him to London as his secretary. There, Caine met famous artists who mentored him, leading to his success as a renowned writer with millions in wealth. Caine's sincere praise not only showed admiration, but opened a life-changing opportunity. 3. James Adamson and George Eastman. When James Adamson met George Eastman to pitch chairs for his projects, he sincerely complimented Eastman's office. "Sir, this office is stunning. I've never seen such a refined workspace." Though busy, Eastman opened up, gave Adamson a tour, and shared personal stories. The 2-hour conversation led to a $90,000 order and a lasting friendship. Adamson's genuine appreciation created a deep connection and business success. Conclusion. The principle of sincerely making others feel important is key to building meaningful relationships and succeeding in communication. By genuinely recognizing others' value, you bring them joy and motivation while enriching your own life. Apply this principle in work, family, and social interactions to become a likable, respected person who creates positive change. Chapter 10. No Argument. Chapter 10 of How to Win Friends and Influence People emphasizes a core communication principle. Avoid arguments at all costs. Arguments harm others' pride, rarely resolve issues, and create tension and distance in relationships. Instead of proving you're right, focus on listening, empathizing, and finding common ground to build goodwill and cooperation. This principle maintains harmony, strengthens relationships, and achieves effective communication. Core message is: the best way to resolve an argument is to prevent it from happening. Instead of arguing to win, choose understanding, respect, and harmony to create lasting relationships. 1. Consequences of arguing. Arguments often lead to undesirable outcomes. Whether you win or lose, you risk losing goodwill and respect. Winning an argument can hurt someone's pride, making them angry or distant. 2 lessons from avoiding arguments. A story from a London dinner party shows that proving someone wrong doesn't help. It only causes discomfort and damages relationships. Listening and preserving others' dignity is wiser. 3. Practical application. Instead of confronting, acknowledge others' views. Find common ground and show respect. This diffuses tension and fosters cooperation, as seen in how Patrick J. O'Hare turned a critic into a buyer by avoiding an argument for wise approach tips from bits and pieces, accepting disagreement, controlling emotions, listening first and admitting mistakes, prevent arguments and build bridges of empathy, turning adversaries into friends. 5 Importance of humility and empathy. Thinkers like Ben Franklin and Lincoln stress that arguments don't resolve conflicts, only tolerance and understand bring reconciliation and connection. 3 key examples. 1. London dinner party. At a party celebrating pilot Ross Smith, the author argued with a guest about a quote's origin. There's a divinity that shapes our ends. Roughly them how we will. The guest claimed it was from the Bible, but the author insisted it was Shakespeare's and tried to prove it his friend. Frank Gammon, a Shakespeare expert, signaled him to stop, later explaining that arguing was unnecessary, caused discomfort, and risked the relationship, while staying silent would have preserved harmony. 2. Patrick J. O'Hare and a potential customer. Patrick, a white motor truck salesman, once argued fiercely when a customer said, "White trucks are no good, I'd rather buy Hoos." Previously, he'd counter by highlighting Hoos's flaws, making the customer defensive. After learning to avoid arguments, he responded, "I agree. Who makes quality trucks with a reputable company and great service?" This disarmed the customer, opening the door for Patrick to highlight White's strengths, ultimately winning the sale and becoming a top salesman. 3. Frederick S. Parsons and the tax inspector. Tax consultant Frederick Parsons argued with an inspector over a $9,000 revenue item he deemed uncollectible and non-taxable. The inspector insisted on taxing it, and the argument made him more stubborn. Parsons shifted tactics, saying, "I admire your expertise. My tax knowledge comes from books, not the real-world experience you have in this challenging job." This flattered the inspector, who opened up about his work and family. 3 days later, he agreed to waive the tax, achieving Parsons' goal without further argument. Conclusion: the principle of the best way to resolve an argument is to prevent it, which is a guiding star for harmonious relationships and successful communication. Instead of winning debates, choose listening, empathy, and respect to maintain goodwill and cooperation. Apply this in work, family, and social interactions to become a wise, likable communicator who creates positive outcomes. Chapter 11. Respect other people's opinions. The core principle of Chapter 11 in How to Win Friends and Influence People is respect others' opinions and never say you're wrong. Directly criticizing or dismissing someone's opinion not only hurts their self-esteem, but also provokes resistance, making them cling more tightly to their views instead. Approach conversations tactfully and openly, admitting you might be wrong, and encouraging constructive dialogue. This resolves conflicts, builds strong relationships, fosters agreement, and promotes effective cooperation. Core Messages. Chapter 11 highlights that people are often driven by emotions, pride, and ego, making it hard to change their opinions. Even the brightest minds like Theodore Roosevelt admitted they weren't always right. Saying you're wrong triggers defensiveness, wounds pride, and ruins persuasion chances. Dale Carnegie recommends a diplomatic approach. 1. Admit your potential error. Phrases like "I could be wrong," Or let's look at this together. Reduce tension and open dialogue. 2. Respect their opinions instead of reject. Acting ask questions and gently guide them to see the issues themselves. 3. Create a collaborative atmosphere. Being open and sincere encourages others to be receptive and willing to change. Philosophers and figures like Socrates, Galileo, and Benjamin Franklin emphasized humbly guiding others to discover truth rather than imposing views. This approach works in personal interactions, business, and social relationships. 3 key examples. 1. Harold Rankin, Dodge salesman in Billings, Montana. Harold used to handle customer complaints, sparking arguments and losing goodwill. After learning to respect opinions, he changed his approach when a customer complained. He said, "We might have made a mistake in your case. Could you share your perspective?" This calmed the customer, encouraged rational discussion, and led to cooperation. Many thanked him and referred friends, boosting his dealership's success in a competitive market. 2. Mr. S. Young lawyer at the U.S. Supreme Court. During a case, Mr. S. publicly corrected a Supreme Court justice who misstated a Navy law restriction, saying, "Sir, there's no such restriction in Navy law." Though legally correct, his blunt criticism embarrassed the justice, who rejected his argument, leading to a lost case. Mr. S.'s failure to respect the justice's opinion cost him the unity to persuade the court. 3. R.V. Crowley, lumber salesman in New York. Crowley used to argue fiercely with customers over lumber quality, causing financial losses. After adopting the new principle, when a customer rejected a lumber shipment, he asked why they thought it was substandard, emphasizing he respected their decision. Through friendly questions and gentle explain, he helped the customer realize their error, leading them to accept the full shipment and pay in full. Conclusion: respecting others' opinions is key to building lasting relationships and achieving consensus. Instead of criticizing or imposing, use humility, tact, and sincerity to guide others to see issues for themselves. This resolves conflicts and fosters trust and cooperation. As Ernest Hemingway said, "The rarest talent is recognizing talent in others." Apply this principle to become a refined communicator, attentive listener, and successful in all aspects of life. Chapter 12. Frankly, admit your mistakes. Chapter 12 emphasizes the value of admitting mistakes openly in communication and relationship building. Instead of hiding, justifying, or blaming others, sincerely and proactively owning errors resolves conflicts, shows humility, responsibility, and respect. This prevents arguments, builds trust, encourages forgiveness, and strengthens relationships. Admitting mistakes before being criticized gives you control, demonstrates nobility, and opens opportunities for growth. Core messages. 1. Admit mistakes quickly and sincerely. Owning error first immediately with honesty shows confidence and humility, avoids unnecessary arguments, softens opposition, and creates a positive dialogue. 2. Resolve conflicts and tension. Admitting errors before criticism turns tense situations into opportunities for open discussion, reducing confrontation and fostering understanding. 3. Build trust and good. Will sincere admissions make others feel respected? Encouraging forgiveness, goodwill, and stronger relationships. 4. Improve self and relationships. Admitting mistakes is a chance to learn, enhance communication skills, and build lasting relationships based on sincerity and respect. 3 key examples. 1. Dale Carnegie and his dog Rex. Carnegie let his dog Rex run free in a park without a muzzle, violating local rules. When caught a second time by a policeman, instead of arguing or justifying, he admitted his mistake, agreed with the officer's stance, and expressed regret for breaking the rule. This sincerity shifted the officer's tone from stern to friendly, even suggesting Carnegie could let the dog run if he wasn't seen. 2. Ferdinand E. Warren and the difficult client. Advertising expert Ferdinand E. Warren faced a client who harshly criticized a flawed ad design. Instead of defending or excusing, Warren admitted the mistake, expressed embarrassment for not meeting expectations, and committed to fixing it. This sincerity turned the client's anger into empathy, leading to a lunch invitation. Praise for Warren's work in a new order. 3. General Robert E. Lee at Gettysburg. After the disastrous defeat at Gettysburg, in the Civil War, General Robert E. Lee didn't blame his subordinates or circumstances. He publicly took full responsibility, saying, "This is my fault. I alone caused this defeat." This noble act maintained his soldiers' respect and loyalty, cementing his legacy as an exemplary leader. Conclusion: admitting mistakes isn't a weakness. It's a sign of confidence, humility, and responsibility. Owning errors before criticism diffuses conflict, builds trust, and creates opportunities for growth and stronger relationships. This principle encouraged sincere, proactive communication, turning negative situations into chances for connection and development. Be brave enough to say "I was wrong," as it's the first step to fixing, learning, and building lasting bonds based on respect and understanding. Chapter 30: Sweetness in Communication. Chapter 13 emphasizes that a friendly, sincere, and empathetic approach is key to resolving conflicts, building relationships, and persuading others. Instead of using harshness, confrontation, or force, approaching with kindness and understanding wins hearts and minds, yielding positive outcomes. Real-life stories, from Rockefeller handling a strike to negotiating rent reductions, show the power of gentleness in communication. Core messages: a friendly, sincere, and empathetic attitude is the key to building consensus and persuading effectively, far surpassing confrontation or criticism. Rather than using harshness or pressure, a gentle, respectful, and understanding approach touches hearts, opens minds, and drives positive change in thoughts and actions. A drop of honey, kindness and compassion resolves conflicts, builds lasting relationships, and delivers exceptional results in communication and negotiation. 3 key examples. 1. John D. Rockefeller in the 1915 Colorado strike. Rockefeller faced a tense strike at his Colorado Iron and Fuel Company. Instead of criticizing or threatening, he chose a friendly, sincere approach. In a speech to the miners, he expressed gratitude, called them friends, and emphasized mutual benefits. He spoke of visiting their families and fostering cooperation. The strikers returned to work without demanding a raise, and the hostile atmosphere dissolved. 2. Robert F. Black and the White Motor Strike. When 2,500 white motor employees struck for higher wages, President Robert F. Black didn't respond with anger or threats. He praised their peaceful protest, provided baseball bats and gloves for recreation, and offered a bowling area. This friendliness made the strikers feel respected, leading them to clean the factory and end the strike peacefully within a week. 3 OL. Straub's rent negotiation engineer OL. Straub wanted to reduce rent from a notoriously tough landlord who faced frequent tenant complaints. Knowing others failed by arguing, Straub used friendliness. He sent a polite letter stating financial difficulties and his intent to leave when the lease ended, but expressing a desire to stay if the rent was lowered. When the landlord visited, Straub greeted him warmly, praised his well-maintained property, and listened to his frustrations with other tenants' complaints, like 14 critical letters or unreasonable noise demands. This empathy moved the landlord, who offered a significant rent reduction, and even asked if Straub wanted the apartment redecorated, exceeding expectations. Conclusion. The principle of always starting with a friendly attitude is a timeless lesson on the power of kindness in communication. Like the fable of the sun and wind, gentleness and sincerity make others receptive far more than force or criticism. By approaching with empathy, respect, and goodwill, we resolve conflicts and build lasting relationships. As Link said, a drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall. Apply this in all aspects of life for remarkable results. Chapter 14, Socrates' Secret. Chapter 14 emphasizes the art of persuasion by eliciting yes responses from the start. Instead of beginning with disagreement, find common ground that both parties agree on, guiding them towards shared goals through various methods. This leverages a psychological principle. Saying no makes people defensive due to pride. This opens their minds like a marble rolling smoothly, known as the Socratic method, inspired by the Greek philosopher Socrates. This involves asking clever questions to gain agreement, step by step, leading others to accept ideas they initially opposed. Gentle, friendly questions avoid conflict and pave the way for effective persuasion. Core messages. Asking questions that prompt immediate yes responses is key to effective persuasion. Starting with common ground, using empathy and clever questions, builds consensus without conflict, achieving communication goals. 3 key examples. 1. James Everson at Greenwich Savings Bank. A customer refused to provide personal information. For opening an account, complicating the process. Instead of arguing, James Everson applied the yes principle, asking, "Sir, if something happened to you, would you want your account funds to go to your heirs?" The customer said yes. Of course, Everson continued, "So, providing family details ensures we follow your wishes, right?" Another yes followed. This tactful approach, focusing on the customer's benefit, secured the information and led to an additional trust account for the customer's mother. 2. Joseph Allison at Westinghouse. Joseph Allison, a Westinghouse sales rep, faced a chief engineer who refused to buy machines, claiming they ran too hot. Instead of defending, Allison agreed, "Read, Mr. Smith, if the machines are too hot, you shouldn't buy them. Machines must meet association temperature standards." Right? The engineer said yes. Allison asked, "The machine room is about 35 degrees Celsius, plus the 34 degrees Celsius standard makes 69 degrees Celsius. Would touching 69 degrees Celsius water burn you?" The engineer admitted yes. Allison concluded, "So avoiding touching the machine solves the issue, right?" The engineer agreed and ordered $35,000 worth of machines. 3. Socrates' art of persuasion. Socrates used questions to persuade without arguing. Discussing ethics, he asked, "Do you agree? People should act for the community's greatest good." The response was yes, he continued. "So good actions must be fair and harmless, right?" Another yes followed through logical questions. Socrates led his opponent to accept ideas they initially opposed, leaving a legacy of persuasive artistry. Conclusion: the Socratic method is a refined communication art, emphasizing empathy and cleverness in guiding others. Using questions to elicit yes builds consensus, and effective persuasion avoiding conflict. This applies in business, debates, and personal interactions. As a Chinese proverb says, "He who treads softly goes far." Gentle, smart communication opens hearts and achieves goals. Chapter 15. Wisdom when facing confrontation. The core principle of Chapter 15 is to let others feel they own the conversation. Instead of talking about yourself or imposing opinions, listen, encourage sharing, and show genuine interest in their thoughts and feelings. Timely silence yielding the floor, and a respectful attitude build strong relationships and yield benefits in business, family, and social interactions. Core messages. 1. Listening persuades people. Trust and open up more when you listen, instead of dominating with your own thoughts. Listening shows respect and helps understand their concerns. 2. Yielding connects. Letting others express themselves makes them feel satisfied and more receptive to you later. 3. Maturity through care. Caring about others' issues over your own reflects maturity and wisdom in communication. And 4. Strategic silence. Knowing when to stay quiet and yield is a rare skill that builds positive impressions and avoids conflict. 5. Avoid envy with humility. Don't boast, take a humble stance to foster friendliness and prevent resentment. 3 key examples. 1. Car seat cushion company rep. A sales representative for a car seat cushion company, unable to speak due to laryngitis, pitched to a major automaker's panel, led by its president unable to talk. He let the president highlight the cushion's benefits, sparking a lively discussion. Smiling and nodding, the representative unexpectedly secured a $1.6 million contract, proving that yielding can lead to major success. 2. Barbara Wilson and her daughter Lori. Barbara Wilson's relationship with her daughter, Lori, deteriorated due to constant orders and interruptions. When Lori broke the rules to go out, instead of scolding, Barbara sadly asked, "Why did you do that?" Lori shared her pressures and feelings. Listening, Barbara realized Lori needed a friend, not a controlling mother. Yielding to Lori's expression healed and strengthened their bond. 3. Charles T. Kubeli's job interview. Before an interview, Charles T. Kubeli's researched his prospective boss and asked about his entrepreneurial journey. The boss eagerly shared his struggles and successes. Kubeli's listened, encouraging more sharing, impressed. The boss asked briefly about Kubeli's experience and hired him, thanks to his yielding and connection building. Conclusion: letting others feel they own the conversation emphasizes the power of listening and humility in communication. By being patient, encouraging expression, and showing genuine care, you build lasting relation and unlock unexpected opportunities in business and life. Sometimes silence and yielding are the most effective ways to persuade and connect. Chapter 16. To get the highest cooperation. The core principle of Chapter 16 is, let others believe the idea was theirs first. Instead of imposing your opinions, subtly suggest allowing others to propose or feel ownership of the idea. This fosters cooperation, motivates action, and inspires commitment with enthusiasm and pride. This principle leverages human nature. People prefer following their own ideas over being forced into others. Feeling they originated an idea drives dedication and pride. Avoiding resistance or resentment. Core messages 1. Respect and encourage participation. Instead of dictating, create opportunities for others to propose ideas, making them feel valued and respected. In decision-making, 2. Boost motivation and cooperation. When others believe they initiated the idea, they act with responsibility and enthusiasm, as if it feels like their own. 3. Versatile application. This works in business politics, sales, and personal relationships, building consensus and reducing conflict. 4. Ensure satisfaction and commitment. Feeling heard and valued fosters cooperation and long-term support. 3 key examples. 1. Adolph Sells inspires his team. Adolph Sells, manager of a Philadelphia car showroom, noticed his team's lackluster performance. He held a meeting sincerely asking, "What do you expect from me to work better?" He noted their suggestions: training, positive environment recognition. He then asked, "What can I expect from you?" The team committed to honesty, creativity, unity, and efficiency. This ignited their spirit, boosting sales dramatically in a short time. 2. Theodore Roosevelt's political strategy. As New York's governor, Theodore Roosevelt needed to appoint officials instead of deciding alone. He invited opposing party leaders to nominate candidates. When their choices didn't align with his, he tactfully rejected them, citing public disapproval or mismatch, and gently guided them to nominate his preferred candidate. The leaders felt respected and had no reason to oppose their own nominee, ensuring satisfaction. 3. X-ray machine salesman and Dr. L. A salesman sent a letter to Dr. L., a hospital equipment buyer in Brooklyn, inviting him to review a new X-ray machine and offer improvement suggestions, emphasizing his expertise. Flattered as no supplier had sought his input, Dr. L. scheduled a visit, studied the machine, and realized it met the hospital's needs perfectly. He decided to buy it, feeling it was his own choice. Conclusion: letting others believe the idea was theirs is a refined communication art, rooted in understanding human nature. Suddenly, suggesting and allowing others to propose ideas maximizes cooperation and builds harmonious relationships. This fosters creativity, responsibility, and satisfaction, yielding success in business, politics, and personal interactions. Stay humble, listen, and respect others' ideas for the best outcomes. Chapter 17. Put yourself in others' shoes. The core principle of Chapter 17 is sincerely see things from others' perspectives. To build strong relationships and resolve conflicts effectively, put yourself in their shoes. Understanding their thoughts, feelings, and motives instead of criticizing or imposing. Empathizing with their view. Point fosters connection, reduces conflict, and achieves consensus. Core messages 1. Understand their motives. People act based on their circumstances, experiences, and motives. Understanding these unlocks insight into their behavior and personality. To empathize. Don't criticize. Criticism breeds resistance. But seeing things from their perspective saves time, reduces frustration, and enhances communication. 3. Build consensus and save face. Respecting others' viewpoints makes them feel valued, encouraging agreement and Operation 4 application in all relationships. Empathy is the foundation of successful community. Location, from personal relationships to professional settings. Fostering happiness and a sustainable career. 3 key examples. 1. Sam Douglas in the garden. Sam Douglas often complained that his wife spent too much time gardening, with poor results causing hurt feelings and tension. After a communication course, he realized he hadn't understood her passion. One day he joined her in weeding and watering, praising her for transforming the barren garden. This brought her joy, rekindled their shared happiness, and strengthened their marriage. 2. The forest fire lesson. The author. How boys lighting a fire in a forest to cook? Worrying about fire risks. Actually, he threatened punishment. Receiving resentment, changing tactics. He rode up cheerfully, shared his own childhood fire lighting stories, and gently explained fire dangers, teaching them to clear leaves and extinguish safely. The boys complied happily and thanked him, creating a friendly, cooperative atmosphere. 3. Flexible management. A manager noticed an employee's frequent tardiness, affecting team progress. Instead of criticizing, he had a private talk, learning that the employee struggled with childcare and traffic. Offering flexible hours and support, the manager earned the employee's respect, boosting loyalty and performance. Conclusion: seeing things from others' perspectives is not just a communication skill, but an art of living. By understanding and respecting others' viewpoints, we resolve conflicts and build lasting relationships, in family, work, and beyond. As George Washington Carver said, "The true measure of maturity is how we treat others." Empathy reveals not just barriers, but the stars in others' hearts. Chapter 18. What Everyone Wants. Chapter 18 emphasizes that empathizing with others' desires and feelings is key to resolving conflicts, building goodwill, and creating positive relationships. Everyone craves understanding and love. By sincerely empathizing, acknowledging their emotions, and standing in their shoes, you can turn tense situations into opportunities for connection. Saying, "I completely understand how you feel. I'd feel the same in your position," diffuses arguments, reduces hostility, and opens hearts. Core messages: place yourself in others' positions to understand their emotions and motives. Empathy resolves conflicts, fosters mutual respect, and builds lasting relationships. By fulfilling the deep human need to be understood and valued. 3 key examples. 1. Dale Carnegie and the Critical Letter. During a radio broadcast, Carnegie mistakenly said, "Louisa May Alcott lived in Concord, New Hampshire instead of Massachusetts." A Massachusetts woman sent an angry letter about her hometown pride. Instead of arguing, Carnegie called her, sincerely apologized, and said, "I understand why you feel this way. I'd be proud of my hometown." 2. She apologized for her harsh tone and sought to connect with him, turning conflict into friendship. 2. President Taft and the Ambitious Mother. A Washington mother lobbied for her son's government appointment, but President Taft chose another candidate. based on qualifications, she wrote, criticizing Taft for ignoring her election support. Taft replied gently, "I deeply understand a mother's disappointment when seeking the best for her son. The decision was based on job needs, but I hope your son achieves great success." This calmed her anger, as she and her husband attended a White House event. Positively 3. Jay Mangum and the hotel manager. Jay Mangum, an elevator maintenance rep in Tulsa, needed to shut down a hotel's elevator for 8 hours. The manager, concerned about guest inconvenience, wanted only 2 hours. Mangum said, "Mr. Rick, I understand your concern for your guest's experience. We want to support you, but insufficient maintenance now could cause longer disruptions later." Empathizing with the manager's concerns and explaining long-term benefits, Mangum secured the 8-hour approval, avoiding conflict conclusion. Empathy is humanity's universal language, resolving conflicts, building trust, and fostering affection. By stepping into others' shoes, you meet their need to be understood, creating lasting relationships. A touch of care, an empathetic look, or a sincere word leaves a profound impact, turning disagreements into connections. Chapter 19. Inspire the Noble. Chapter 19 explores the art of inspiring positive action and building lasting relationships by appealing to noble motives. Dale Carnegie notes that people act based on 2 motives: real reasons often hidden, driven by personal gain or private motives, and noble reasons, publicly stated to maintain honor or a positive image. Instead of using pressure, criticism, or confrontation, acknowledging and appealing to noble motives, like self-respect, honor, or goodwill, encourage positive behavior, fostering mutual respect, trust, and enduring relationships. Core messages. 1. Trust in noble qualities, believe in others' honesty, honor, and goodwill to inspire positive actions. 2. Honor, self-respect, praise, and acknowledge noble values to encourage behavior, driven by honor and responsibility. 3. Foster long-term cooperation. Build trust and deep relationships for lasting, mutual benefits. 4. Achieve goals effectively. Use nobility to achieve results, without confrontation or pressure. 3 key examples. 1. Hamilton J. Farrell and the Glenolden Tenant. Hamilton J. Farrell, a landlord in Glenolden, Pennsylvania, faced a tenant, Mr. Doe, who wanted to break a 4-month lease in winter, risking financial loss. Instead of legal threats, Farrell appealed to honor. "Mr. Doe, I've always believed you're a man of your word. Please consider staying a few more days. If you still want to leave, I'll respect that. But I trust you'll honor your commitment." This stirred Doe's sense of duty, and he and his wife stayed until the lease ended, avoiding loss and maintaining a friendly relationship. 2. Lord Northcliffe's polite request. Lord Northcliffe was upset when a newspaper published his photo without permission. Instead of a harsh protest, he wrote, "Please don't publish my photo. My mother dislikes it and I don't want to upset her." By appealing to family values, he elicited understanding, and the newspaper complied immediately, preserving a cordial relationship. 3. James L. Thomas and debt collection. James L. Thomas was tasked with collecting debts from 6 customers who disputed repair bills, claiming errors. Instead of legal threats, he met each one, listened sincerely, and said, "I'm sorry for our company's inconvenience. You know your car best, so please review the bill as if you were our president." will follow your suggestions. This respect empowered them, leading 5 to pay in full with minor adjustments. And all 6 bought new cars from the company later, building lasting ties. Conclusion: appealing to noble motives is a smart communication strategy, rooted in trust and human goodness, encouraging actions based on honor and self-respect, achieve goals and build lasting relationships. As Gertrude said, if you inspire someone to reach for good, they will achieve it. Apply this principle to create positive change and lasting value. Chapter 20. Presenting the problem vividly. Chapter 20 emphasizes that to capture attention and persuade present ideas vividly and engagingly, not with dry words, using visuals actions. Our creative approaches makes messages compelling, clear and memorable. Examples like a newspaper debunking rumors with a book, a salesman using coin sound, or an employee creatively approaching a busy boss, highlight this method's power in business advertising. Education and personal communication. Core messages. Presenting ideas vividly is key to capturing attention, and persuading this includes 1. Create engagement. Use visuals, sounds or actions to make messages instantly compelling. 2. Spark interest. Creative presentations ignite curiosity, encouraging further exploration. 3. Drive action. Vivid presentations lead to quick decisions or actions from the audience. 3 key examples. 1. Philadelphia Evening Bulletin's rumor rebuttal. The Philadelphia Evening Bulletin faced rumors of too many ads and little news. The editors compiled the daily issue's content, news photos, events into a 307-page book. Daily news sold for a few cents. This vivid display showcased the paper's rich content, quickly debunking rumors and restoring its reputation. 2. Jim Yeoman's unique sales tactic. Jim Yeoman's an NCR salesman in Richmond, Virginia, wanted a store owner to replace a faulty cash register, causing delays and errors. Instead of explaining, he said, "You're losing pennies every time a customer passes," and tossed coins on the floor, their jingle grabbing attention. This vivid act made the owner recognize the issue and buy new registers. 3. Mary Catherine Wolf's clever letter. Mary Catherine Wolf in Mishawaka, Indiana needed to meet with her busy boss about a critical issue. She sent a formal letter with a pre-written reply form, stating, "Dear Mrs. Wolf, I can meet you at time on date for minutes." This creative approach secured a same-day appointment and a productive hour-long meeting, resolving key issues. Conclusion: presenting ideas vividly transforms them into compelling, clear, and persuasive messages using visuals. Actions or creative methods captures attention, sparks interest, and drives action. This principle excels in business, education, and personal communication, ensuring lasting impact. Chapter 21. Inspire the spirit of overcoming challenges. Chapter 21 emphasizes the importance of fostering a competitive spirit and motivation to overcome challenges, to achieve success in work and life. Instead of using coercive measures or threats, creating an environment that encourages healthy competition, stimulates the desire to demonstrate capabilities, and overcomes fear, will help individuals and teams achieve results beyond expectations. Challenges are not only opportunities for growth, but also a driving force for individuals to prove their worth, leading to positive and sustainable change. Core message: igniting the spirit to rise above challenges is the key to boosting performance, unlocking potential, and creating turning points in life. By providing opportunities to face difficulties, showcase abilities, and overcome fears, we not only foster individual growth, but also build an inspiring and productive work environment. 3 key examples. 1. Charles Schwab's story at an underperforming workshop. Charles Schwab did not reprimand the workers, but simply asked a worker, how many batches were completed in a shift? 6 batches, and wrote the no 6 prominently on the floor. The evening shift saw this number, felt the challenge, and raised the output to 7. The next day's shift responded with 10. This healthy competition sparked enthusiasm, transforming the workshop into the most productive in the factory. 2. Theodore Roosevelt's story. When Theodore Roosevelt faced the risk of being removed from the New York gubernatorial nomination due to legal issues, he panicked and considered withdrawing. Thomas Collier Platt challenged him. Is the hero of San Juan Hill no different from a coward? This challenge spurred Roosevelt to continue his campaign ultimately leading him to become the President of the United States, profoundly impacting the nation. 3. Frederick Hertzberg's story. Behavioral scientist Frederick Hertzberg discovered that the most powerful motivator in work is not money, benefits, or the work environment, but the nature of the work itself. A job that is engaging, challenging, and allows employees to demonstrate their abilities, fosters commitment, motivation, and high performance. General conclusion: fostering the spirit to overcome challenges is an art of leadership and self-development. By creating opportunities to confront difficulties, we not only drive progress, but also help individuals discover their limitless potential. Encourage yourself and those around you to embrace challenges as they gave the way to success and maturity. Chapter 22. Before criticizing praise. Chapter 22 highlights that sincere praise, before offering criticism, makes the recipient more receptive to feedback, reduces resistance, and promotes effective improvement. Praise fulfills the human desire for recognition and respect, creating a positive mindset to accept constructive feedback. Core message 1. Psychology and communication. Praise makes the listener feel valued, more open to criticism, reduces tension, and enhances communication effectiveness. 2. Application in leadership and business. Praising before critiquing builds positive relationships, encourages change, and avoids causing harm. 3. Human desire. Everyone craves recognition. Timely, sincere praise creates strong motivation and paves the way for collaboration. 3 key examples. 1. President Calvin Coolidge. Coolidge noticed his secretary frequently made punctuation errors in administrative reports, affecting their quality. Instead of criticizing, he smiled and said, "You're wearing a beautiful dress today. You look very elegant and professional." The secretary blushed and smiled. Feeling noticed, he then gently added, "You do great work. But if you pay a bit more attention to punctuation, the reports will be even better." She happily agreed and quickly improved her typing skills. 2. Abraham Lincoln and General Joseph Hooker. During the Civil War, Lincoln was disappointed with General Hooker's public criticism of superiors and negative attitude, which undermined troop morale. In a letter to Hooker, Lincoln began, "I greatly admire your courage, tactical skill, and confidence, qualities essential for an outstanding general. He then tactfully added, however, "Your criticism of Cali is weakening the troops' morale. I hope you can restrain this and focus on victory." Feeling respected, Hooker took the feedback to heart and adjusted his behavior. 3. WP Ga and the copper supplier. Ga faced delays in a project due to a Brooklyn supplier failing to deliver copper materials on time. Instead of arguing, he visited the supplier and said, "I looked through the directory and found you're the only person in Brooklyn with such a unique name. Your production facility is also impressive and modern." The supplier, flattered, opened up God, then said, "With your capability, I'm confident you can help us deliver on time." The supplier immediately prioritized the order, ensuring the project was completed on schedule. General conclusion: offering praise before criticism is an effective communication strategy that builds trust and encourages positive change. Sincere praise turns difficult conversations into opportunities for collaboration. As Maudlin said, nothing costs less than praise. Thanks and apologies use praise like anesthesia to make feedback gentle and effective. Chapter 23: Indirect Criticism. Chapter 23 emphasizes that indirect criticism is the art of pointing out mistakes, subtly avoiding harm to self-esteem, by using sincere praise, gentle suggestions, or actions instead of words. This method encourages others to recognize and correct their errors while fostering respect and promoting positive change. Core message 1: Protecting self-esteem. Direct criticism often triggers resistance or loss of trust. Indirect methods make others feel respected, encouraging them to accept and improve. 2. Praise combined with suggestions. Start with sincere praise, replace but with and to transition to improvement suggestions, making criticism more acceptable. 3. Actions instead of words. Subtle actions or specific behaviors can convey powerful messages without causing conflict or discomfort. 4. Respecting human nature. People naturally take pride in themselves, and indirect criticism avoids harm, motivating change without pressure. 3 key examples. 1. Charles Schwab and the smoking workers. During a lunch break, Schwab caught workers smoking under a no-smoking sign at the factory. Instead of reprimanding them, he smiled, handed each a cigar, and said, "Boys, if you smoke outside the restricted area, I'd be all for it." This gentle, yet sharp, remark made the workers realize their rule violation, while appreciating his respect. As a result, they voluntarily followed the rules, without feeling insulted too. John Wanamaker and the neglectful sales staff. While inspecting a Philadelphia store, Wanamaker noticed a customer waiting at the checkout, while sales staff chatted in a corner. Instead of scolding them, he quietly stepped behind the counter, served the customer himself, and handed the item to the staff to wrap, without a word. This action clearly communicated their responsibility, prompting the staff to recognize their lapse and improve their work attitude without public criticism. 3. Marge Jacob and the messy construction workers. When construction workers left a yard littered with wood scraps after work, Marge Jacob didn't complain directly. Instead, she privately met the foreman and praised him. "I really appreciate how you keep the front flower bed clean. The neighbors love it too." This implied a desire for the entire yard to be tidy. The foreman understood, and from then on the workers cleaned up daily, keeping her yard neat without further prompting. General conclusion: Indirect criticism is a smart communication skill that corrects mistakes while preserving others' self-esteem and motivation through sincere praise, subtle suggestions, or actions instead of words. We achieve the goal of correction while building lasting relationships and inspiring positive change. This method is particularly effective in management, education, and daily interactions, making us respected leaders or colleagues. Chapter 24. Recognize your own mistakes before criticizing others. Chapter 24 in Dale Carnegie's work highlights the importance of acknowledging one's own mistakes before criticizing others rather than delivering direct, hurtful criticism humbly. Admitting personal shortcomings makes the recipient more receptive to feedback, fostering relationships built on respect and understanding. This principle encourages self-reflection, empathy, and a tactful approach to communication, leading to positive change without tension or conflict. Core message: acknowledging one's own mistakes reduces defensiveness in the person being criticized, demonstrating maturity, wisdom, and enhancing the critic's credibility. By putting yourself in others' shoes and sharing your own errors, you create an open communication environment that encourages improvement without hurting self-esteem. 3 key examples. 1. Josephine Carnegie's case. Dale Carnegie noticed his niece Josephine. His secretary frequently made mistakes at work. Instead of harsh criticism, he reflected on his own youthful errors. He began his feedback by admitting he had made many foolish mistakes himself, and that Josephine was actually doing better than he did at her age. This approach made Josephine feel respected, unharmed, and motivated to improve her work positively. 2E. G. Dillestone's case. G. Dillestone, a Canadian engineer, faced issues with a new secretary who repeatedly made spelling errors in documents. Instead of criticizing, he sat beside her and shared that he too often misspelled words and relied on a notebook to check them. By admitting his own flaws, he made the secretary feel at ease, reducing her pressure and significantly improving her work quality. 3. Clarence Sirhusin and his son. Clarence Sirhusin discovered his 15-year-old son, Davis, smoking. Instead of forbidding or threatening him, he shared his own story of smoking from a young age and the unpleasant consequences, like chronic coughing. Without forcing him, he simply recounted his experience, prompting Davis to reflect and decide not to smoke before graduating from high school. This conversation not only changed Davis's behavior, but also inspired Sirhusin to quit smoking himself. General conclusion: the principle of judge yourself before criticizing others is a profound lesson in humility and empathy in communication. Admitting your own mistakes is not a sign of weakness, but a display of wisdom and confidence. By putting yourself in others' positions, sharing personal experiences, and avoiding judgmental attitudes, we inspire others to change, while maintaining respect and harmony in relationships. Always remember, if you cannot, hold your head high and admit your mistakes. Those mistakes will control you. Acknowledging errors not only elevates your own value, but also paves the way for personal growth and deeper connections with those around you. Chapter 25. Suggestions instead of commands. Chapter 25 emphasizes the effective communication and management principle of using suggestions and questions instead of direct orders to create a respectful environment, encourage collaboration, and spark creativity. This approach minimizes resistance builds trust and fosters a sense of responsibility. Rather than imposing, suggestions make people feel valued, willing to correct mistakes, and eager to contribute positively. Core message using suggestions instead of commands is a powerful communication and leadership strategy. That one builds mutual respect. Suggestions make recipients feel valued, avoiding feelings of being controlled or belittled. 2 sparks creativity and responsibility. Involving others in decision-making motivates them to contribute ideas and take initiative. 3 reduces conflict and resistance. Gentle guiding words instead of demands prevent tension or dissatisfaction. 4 creates a collaborative environment. Suggestions foster teamwork, aligning everyone. Word common goals positively and sustainably. This method not only addresses immediate issues, but also builds long-term relationships, enhancing performance and workplace cohesion. 3 key examples. 1. O and D Young in guiding an employee. When O and D Young, a renowned leader, noticed errors in an employee's financial report, instead of ordering "fix it now," he asked, "Do you think we should review these figures to ensure they're accurate? Is this the best way to present them?" These questions made the employee feel their opinion was valued, prompting them to review the errors and suggest improvements. The result was a better report, and the employee felt respected and eager to collaborate long-term. 2. The teacher in the misparked car at a vocational school. In Wyoming, a student parked their car, blocking the classroom entrance, causing inconvenience. Instead of shouting, "Move your car now," the teacher smiled and asked the class, "Did anyone park in the walkway?" Moving it to the lot would make access easier. What do you think? The car's owner immediately apologized and moved it, feeling unoffended. The class also learned to follow parking rules, maintaining a positive and cooperative atmosphere. 3. Ian MacDonald in the large order. Ian MacDonald, a factory manager in South Africa, faced a large order exceeding production capacity. Instead of mandating overtime, he gathered the workers and said, "This order is critical, but time is tight. What can we do to meet the deadline?" The workers suggested flexible shifts and a production process improvement. Feeling involved in the decision, they worked enthusiastically, completing the order early with high quality. General conclusion: the principle of suggest instead of command is a leadership art that fosters relationships, built on respect and collaboration. By asking questions and offering suggestions, leaders not only solve problems, but also ignite creativity, responsibility, and teamwork. This approach creates a harmonious work environment, reduces conflict, and drives sustainable results. Applying this principle inspires and guides teams to achieve goals humanly and effectively. Chapter 26. Save face for others. Chapter 26 underscores the importance of preserving others' dignity as a key principle in communication and leadership, demonstrating deep respect for their self-esteem and worth instead of criticizing, scolding, or publicly embarrassing others. Preserving dignity requires tact, empathy, and finesse in behavior. This approach maintains positive relationships, encourages collaboration, and fosters growth, while protecting the integrity of both parties. Conversely, thoughtless criticism or public shaming can lead to severe consequences, such as eroded trust, reduced performance, and loss of talent. Core message: preserving others. Dignity reflects understanding and humanity. requiring careful consideration of words and actions. To protect their self-esteem, by acting with respect, empathy, and tact, we avoid harming others, build trust, inspire motivation, and cultivate loyalty, creating a harmonious and effective work environment. Conversely, disrespecting others' self-esteem can cause deep psychological harm, weaken relationships, and hinder collective progress. 3 key examples. 1. Charles Steinmetz at General Electric. Charles Steinmetz, a brilliant electrical engineer, was unsuitable for a leadership role at General Electric. The company faced the challenge of reassigning him without hurting the sensitive and valuable employees' self-esteem. Instead of firing or publicly criticizing him, the leadership created the title Consulting Engineer for Steinmetz, allowing him to continue his research while appointing another leader. This solution kept Steinmetz satisfied, enabling him to contribute fully without feeling disrespected, showcasing tactful handling of dignity. 2. The incident at Fred Clark's company in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. During a meeting, a vice president aggressively questioned a production foreman, intentionally exposing his mistake in front of colleagues. When the foreman dodged the question to save face, the vice president angrily accused him of lying. This public humiliation not only embarrassed the foreman, but also destroyed their previously good working relationship. Consequently, the skilled foreman lost motivation, left the company, and thrived at a competitor's firm. This example illustrates how failing to preserve dignity can lead to talent loss and long-term organizational harm. 3. Anna Mazzoni's first marketing project. Early in her career at a canned food company, Anna Mazzoni was tasked with implementing a marketing test for a new product. She made a serious error, requiring the entire experiment to be redone, and failed to inform her boss before a meeting. Fearing criticism, she briefly explained her mistake and committed to redoing the project. Instead of scolding or shaming her publicly, her boss thanked her effort, affirmed his confidence in her abilities to the team, and noted the mistake was due to inexperience. This respect fueled Anna's determination to prove herself, demonstrating the power of preserving dignity. General conclusion: preserving others. Dignity is a communication art requiring understanding, compassion, and tactful behavior. A respectful action or encouraging word can make a significant difference, igniting motivation and building lasting relationships. Conversely, thoughtless criticism can cause deep harm, erode trust, and hinder growth. As Antoine de Saint-Exupéry said, "To injure a person's dignity is a crime. Always act with respect and empathy to protect others." Self-esteem fostering a positive, harmonious, and effective work environment. Chapter 27. Encourage others. Chapter 27 emphasizes the importance of sincere praise and encouragement in fostering progress and positive change in others. Praise, even for small steps, can create powerful motivation, helping people grow, overcome challenges, and achieve great success. In contrast, criticism and reprimands often hinder development, while timely, heartfelt encouragement, like sunlight, nurtures potential and awakens the deep-seated desire for recognition and appreciation in everyone. Core message: sincere, specific. In timely praise has the power to transform lives, unlock potential, and encourage positive behavior. Instead of criticizing, use encouragement to drive growth, as everyone needs recognition and appreciation to rise. 3 key examples. 1. Enrico Caruso, from criticized boy to great singer. Enrico Caruso, a 10-year-old working in a Naples machine shop, dreamed of becoming a singer, but was told by his first singing teacher that his voice sounded like a frog's croak. However, his uneducated, impoverished mother tirelessly encouraged him, believed in him, and sacrificed to support his music studies. Her sincere encouragement helped Caruso overcome self-doubt, leading him to become the most renowned opera singer of his era. Her praise was the driving force that turned his dream into reality. 2. Charles Dickens, from shoe polish factory to literary giant. Charles Dickens, a young man in London, faced poverty, lacked confidence, and was repeatedly rejected by publishers, having slept in warehouses and worked grueling hours in a shoe polish factory. He nearly abandoned his writing dreams. But a single piece of praise and recognition from a publisher, even with a mere shilling payment, changed everything. This acknowledgement reignited his belief in his talent, propelling Dickens to become one of the world's greatest writers. 3. H.G. Wells, from shop clerk to million-dollar author. H.G. Wells, a boy toiling in a dry goods store, felt despair and loathed his job. After confiding in his former teacher, he received encouragement that he was intelligent and deserved better opportunities. This sincere praise and support inspired Wells to start writing, leading him to become the author of numerous best-selling works, earning millions. Timely encouragement completely transformed his future. General conclusion: sincere praise and encouragement are the keys to unlocking potential and driving progress in others. Even a simple word, when heartfelt and well-timed at the right moment, can create profound changes, helping people overcome obstacles and achieve extraordinary success. Use praise as a powerful tool to nurture positive behavior, build confidence, and create lasting value in life. As Dale Carnegie said, all potential blossoms in praise and withers in criticism. Chapter 28. Give others pride. Principle 28, drawn from the philosophies of Dale Carnegie and Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, emphasizes the power of praise in awakening potential and encouraging positive change in others. By treating someone as if they already possess admirable qualities, we motivate them to act in ways that live up to those expectations. Sincere praise is not just recognition, but a catalyst that helps people unlock their hidden virtues, change their behavior, and even shape their lives. Core message: sincere, constructive praise can awaken the best qualities in a person, motivating them to strive to become their better selves. By expressing faith in others' potential and recognizing their strengths, we boost their confidence and inspire them to live up to those expectations. 3 key examples. 1. Marie's transformation from Cinderella to Lady. In My Memories with Maeterlinck, Georgette LeBlanc describes Marie, a servant nicknamed Dishwasher Marie, due to her lowly job and unattractive appearance. Cross eyes and bow legs one day, LeBlanc praised her. Marie, you have many charming qualities. This praise, like a ray of light, helped Marie recognize her worth. She began caring for her appearance, gained confidence, and transformed into a radiant woman. 2 months later, she was engaged to the head chef's nephew, proudly declaring, "I will become a lady." The praise reshaped her destiny. 2. Martin Fitzhugh's thoughtful letter. Dentist Martin Fitzhugh in Dublin received complaints about an unclean mouthwash dispenser in his clinic. Instead of scolding Bridget, the cleaner who came twice weekly, he wrote a letter thanking her for her excellent work and suggested she spend extra time cleaning items, offering additional pay. The next day, the clinic sparkled, everything spotless, despite Bridget not working extra hours. His praise and trust inspired her to go beyond expectations, proving her worth. 3. Tommy's transformation under Ruth Hopkins. Ruth Hopkins, a fourth-grade teacher in Brooklyn, faced Tommy, a notorious troublemaker who bullied peers and defied teachers. Noticing his quick learning, she praised him. "Tommy, you're a talented leader. I believe you'll make our class outstanding." This inspired Tommy to change his attitude, becoming disciplined and cooperative. He worked hard to lead the class to be the best in the fourth grade, proving himself worthy of her trust. The praise shaped the 9-year-old's character. General conclusion, Principle 28. Highlights. That praise is not just a tool for encouragement, but a way to awaken hidden potential in others. When we believe in and recognize someone's value, they strive to prove themselves worthy. Use praise sincerely and tactfully to inspire others to become their best selves. As Dale Carnegie said, if you want to encourage something in someone, act as if that trait is already their outstanding quality. Chapter 29. Give way to others to correct mistakes. Chapter 29 emphasizes that encouragement, belief, and a positive approach can ignite motivation, helping individuals surpass their limitations and achieve remarkable progress. Conversely, negative criticism can extinguish motivation and stifle potential. Encouragement not only inspires, but also helps people discover and develop their hidden abilities. As Galileo said, we cannot teach anyone anything. We can only help them discover what lies within them. Core message 1. Encouragement ignites motivation. Praise and belief in others' abilities, even before they recognize them, can inspire effort and overcome challenges. 2. Negative criticism hinders progress. Harsh words like stupid or clumsy erode confidence, demotivating and impeding growth. 3. Uncovering hidden potential. Encouragement helps individuals recognize and harness latent abilities, turning the seemingly impossible into reality. 4. Positivity fosters growth. An optimistic approach, setting small goals and celebrating progress, create a supportive environment for self-improvement. 5. Role of a guide. Instead of dictating or instructing, a guide should inspire helping others discover and develop their own capabilities. 3. Illustrative examples. 1. The man learning to dance. A 40-year-old man forced by his fiancée to learn dancing lacked motivation and was criticized by his first instructor, leading him to quit. His second instructor praised him, perhaps not entirely truthfully, saying he had a natural sense of rhythm and was born to dance. This praise boosted his confidence, spurring diligent practice. From a clumsy dancer, he became an accomplished one. 2. David's journey beyond limitations. David, a 15-year-old with brain damage, attending a special class, struggled to memorize multiplication tables. His parents noticed his interest in radios and TVs and encouraged him to study math, to pursue telecommunications, using numbered cards for math practice. They set a goal for him to name them correctly in 8 minutes, praising each improvement and celebrating with fun dances. David not only mastered multiplication, but excelled in algebra, won a science award, and was elected to a university honors society. 3. Breakthrough in sales. A new salesperson consistently missed sales targets and felt insecure after being criticized as incompetent by a former manager. The new manager recognized his strong communication skills, praised them, and encouraged their use in building client relationships while setting small improvement goals. The salesperson achieved initial successes, gained confidence, refined skills, and became one of the team's top performers. General conclusion: encouragement and belief in others' potential can create miraculous changes, helping them overcome psychological barriers and unlock hidden abilities. Negative criticism, however, easily extinguishes motivation and fosters self-doubt. The 3 examples show that, with proper encouragement and guidance, anyone can achieve extraordinary success. As Galileo noted, our role is not to teach, but to help others discover and unleash their best qualities. Use words and actions to inspire, as they are the key to unlocking limitless human potential. Chapter 30. Honor others. Chapter 30 highlights the art of encouraging others to do what you want by making them feel important and happy. Instead of imposing, acknowledging others' values, subtly suggesting and motivating based on their interests yields better results. This principle fosters cooperation, goodwill, and positive attitude changes in both work and life. Core message: to motivate others to act as you desire. Make them feel respected, valued, and benefited from fulfilling your request. Sincerity, empathy, and tact are key to achieving consensus. 1. Acknowledge others' value. Making people feel important. Encourage them to willingly accept and act on your suggestions. 2. Motivate through personal benefits. Framing requests to highlight benefits for others drives action. 3. Assign roles and titles. Giving specific responsibilities or titles can transform attitudes and behaviors. 4. Leadership principle to change behavior or attitudes. Be sincere, avoid overpromising. Understand your goal. Empathize with their desires and present requests, emphasizing their benefits. 5. The power of tact. Even if not always successful, valuing others increases the likelihood of achieving goals, even by just 10%, which is progress. 3 key examples. 1. Colonel Edward M. House soothes William Jennings Bryan. When President Woodrow Wilson chose Colonel House as a peace envoy instead of William Jennings Bryan, House had to deliver the news without angering Bryan. He tactfully explained that the president valued Bryan's critical role in the government, and sending him would draw unwanted public attention, complicating the peace mission. This explanation not only eased Bryan's disappointment, but also made him feel valued by the president and government, maintaining positive relations. 2. Dale O'Farrier motivates Jeff to pick pears. Jeff, a boy who disliked picking up fallen pears, and often did it sloppily, left many behind. Dale O'Farrier turned the task into a fun game. He offered Jeff $1 for each full basket of pears, but deducted $1 for any missed ones. This challenge excited Jeff, who meticulously collected every pear, even double-checking the garden. Farrier had to ensure Jeff didn't pick pears from the tree to cheat, showing how engaged Jeff became. This approach turned a tedious task into an engaging challenge, making Jeff work efficiently and enthusiastically. 3. Günther Schmidt transforms a lazy employee. Günther Schmidt, a West German grocery store owner, struggled with a lazy employee who repeatedly failed to label prices, frustrating customers despite reminders and threats. She didn't change. Schmidt gave her a new role. Price manager, responsible for overseeing and pricing all goods. This title and responsibility made her feel valued, transforming her attitude. She worked diligently, ensuring all products were properly labeled, improving customer experience and store efficiency. General conclusion: making others feel valued and happy. To fulfill your wishes is an art requiring sincerity, empathy, and tact. By emphasizing their value, benefits, and responsibilities, you achieve goals while building positive relationships. As Dale Carnegie emphasized, the most important task of humanity is to live and bring moments of peace and happiness to ourselves and those around us. Applying this principle with persistence inspires and creates positive change in all aspects of life. How to Win Friends and Influence People is not just a book, it's a journey that helps us master the art of communication and touch the hearts of others. Dale Carnegie's principles, such as listening sincerely, giving timely praise, and making others feel valued, are the keys to building lasting relationships and achieving success in life. Apply these lessons to every conversation and daily interaction. A genuine smile, a thoughtful question, or a moment of silence to truly listen can make a tremendous difference. Remember, success doesn't come from what you say, but from how you make others feel valued. Thank you for joining us at English Every Day. Keep following our channel to discover more exciting tips to not only excel in English, but also in connecting with others. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any videos. See you in the next episodes.